US-China trade war is absolutely killing me. I run a factory in China, and this last month nearly broke us. I want to show you what it actually looks like here. We laid off some staff, we fought with suppliers over price hikes, everything that we started has been canceled, every plan that we had is gone. Can't plan for anything. We thought we were covered, we built a second factory in Thailand, we had our systems in place, but then the freaking terrorists followed us. And the cost of raw material, well, it's still controlled by China, so at the end of the day, you can move your factory, but you can't move the supply chain. So I get to the factory in my day-to-day around 8 or 9, there's emails, there's delays, price changes, whatever. Nothing is locked in anymore, and basically everything is moving. I haven't slept more than 4 hours a night the last week. There's basically no time, just pressure. Our team is small at the exec level, just the 3 of us at the top. We meet every day to figure out what we can still do, what we can still save, and what we have to cut loose. And while most factories in China are going dark, a friend who supplies Walmart told me their buyer said basically shut it down. The factory used to run 24/7, and now it's basically just shut off. So we bet really big on Thailand. We bought land, we built capacity. Most people rush to Vietnam and they're stuck. Delays and congestion, and at the end of the day, tariffs are still there. And the raw material, it's still coming from China. So this trade war isn't a headline. It's basically a systems failure. You know, we're still here, we're still building, we're moving. I end the day by going to the gym, going for a walk, get a sweat in. So if you want to see what it takes to keep a factory alive right now, well, stick around and maybe I'll show you, or maybe I'll fail. I don't know.
Sadly, these trade war, tariffs is causing mass chaos for direct-to-consumer brands in the United States. And it's really sad because a lot of brands were doing quite well before all this chaos. And what's about to make things even worse is this new war that just took off, the war against Iran. You think things are complicated right now? Oh, things are about to get way worse. Supply chains were already on the brink of collapse. And I think this war with Iran is going to make things way, way worse. The majority of existing direct-to-consumer brands are going to be impacted by this. Unless, of course, they start to make changes and pivot beyond what this gentleman is talking about. So because of this trade war, a lot of these direct-to-consumer brands are going to struggle when it comes to promoting their brands. How are you going to start marketing to consumers if you're not 100% sure of the quantities of product you're going to have in stock? It's going to make things very, very complicated. What I'm predicting here in 2026 is this uncertainty is going to put a lot of brands out of business. Not all of them, but a whole lot. I'm even predicting as much as 80%. This is also because competition now has become intense. Let me show you what's happening.
Only $650, you can own a folding home gym. Recently, our American clients plan to sell a batch of folding home gyms to sell on his website. He told me this product is trading on social media, and even the most basic models sell around $2,300. So he asked us to find the most cost-effective factory in China. After research, we helped him find a factory in Dezhou, Shandong. They produce many types of folding gym racks, some with mirror, some with barbells. When folded, these racks takes up only 4 square meters of wall space. They can be installed and used in a small room of just 10 square meters. And the installation is very simple. Just one person can finish in 1 hour. The factory also produces 4 kinds of gym equipment, and you can mix and match any accessory you want. And every part can be easily attached to the main rack. A basic model like this costs only $650, and a 20-feet containers can hold 15 sets. In China, besides home gyms, many small fitness studios also choose these folding racks. They save both space and money, which is best choice for opening a low-cost gym. Are you interested in this folding home gym? Contact us.
The Chinese factories are also trying to survive. So previously what they used to do is sign exclusive deals with major brands that they will not give out the secret sauce and only work with these brands exclusively to produce a lot of their products. Like for example, with this niche right here, this is one of my niches. I help direct-to-consumer brands that are in fitness to promote their products online. So what these Chinese factories used to do is they used to sign exclusive deals with major brands in the United States, not to give away the secret sauce. But now because of the trade war, these factories are saying, hey, we got to survive somehow, so we're going to give out our secret sauce to anybody that is willing to do business with us. Thanks to social media, Instagram, they're publicly promoting that their factory, that if anybody that has some money can come in and create a private label brand around fitness equipment. So if I want, I can go to China, I can fly to this factory myself. And many people are doing this, by the way, in different niches. I can talk to this young lady and say, hey, listen, I only got 50 grand. How many of these can you create for me? She'll create maybe like, I don't know, 100 units. Then I'll start selling those units on my Shopify store and start running ads to sell this. So instead of it going for 2,200, I'll be selling it for maybe 1,000. I'll still have a decent profit margin there. So what this means is, for the existing brands that used to dominate in this niche, there's going to be a whole lot more competition, and which is going to make the online competition even more complicated, because the established brands, where they used to compete with maybe 5 competitors, now they're competing with 50 competitors. So if they're buying search keywords, if they're running programmatic campaigns, Facebook ads, there'll be 50 brands promoting similar equipment, probably for cheaper. And what's worse, because of the cost of living crisis, because of inflation, the people that are still stuck in the United States can no longer afford stuff like this. A lot of the people that can afford equipment like this are all leaving the United States. They're all migrating to places like Portugal, Spain, Thailand, the Philippines. And when they leave the United States, they will have much more disposable income to be able to afford equipment like this. And this is what the existing brands are up against. So the customers that are left in the United States right now can barely afford this kind of equipment. It makes things even more complicated when you run your online campaigns, whether it's programmatic, search, social, the whole thing, the whole game gets compromised. The more money you put into your campaigns, the worse it gets. The more money you're losing. You might be targeting the right audience. It might have been the perfect audience in 2024 based on household income and all these other indicators. But in 2026, because of the cost of living crisis, it's not an ideal audience anymore. But as soon as that audience member leaves the United States to go to, let's say, Thailand or Portugal, now that audience segment is perfect, because now they can afford your product. They can probably afford to buy 2 of these. So ultimately, tariffs and the trade war is going to make a lot of ad campaigns less efficient. But there's a solution to this problem. If you guys are ready to work with the best and solve this problem of not losing money, because a lot of you guys are going to start losing money because you're still running campaigns the old school way. The game has changed, guys. The game has changed. It's flipped 180. So you need the king. It starts by you investing in a consultation. I'll put a link in the description of this video. Schedule a call. Let's talk about how to pivot and adjust to these changing times. Tariffs, the war going on in Iran, it's all going to impact you and your campaigns. Schedule a call. Talk to you soon.